and then we didn't cross paths. And
Sergeant.
yes. My general take, I think maybe we talked about this already.
We have. We've
Oh.
talked about it in general, but that was before Captain stepped down.
Oh, we emailed. Yeah. So let's recap just to make sure we didn't, I'm thinking one thing, you're thinking another. My general is start with corporals. Once there's a good number of them, we take the best or the of the best option of the bunch and bump them up a notch. That gives us more like room to grow in the future, while at the same time, like, rank doesn't need to equal responsibility. I mean, in theory, a sergeant could be doing a captain role while giving them that
100%.
room for like progress, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or corporals can be doing a captain role, which is what they're already doing.
Yeah, not wrong. Not wrong.
Yeah. No, I'm under the same. That's why I had a conversation with the commissioner about it, and I was like, well, let me talk to the chief, because we are under the same understanding where it's like you can only promote somebody once, right?
Mhm.
And we both know when you demote somebody, it doesn't matter how you do it, they're still
It's gonna suck.
takes
Yeah,
the wind out of their sails, right?
absolutely.
So the only issue we have now is that the captain was doing things high command wise that only a sergeant that is in high command can do, right?
What would those bullet points be?
Basically, making sure all of high command is on the same wavelength, making sure that in the Discordia high command stuff, that if things are being passed around or taken care of, if someone puts something in, having someone look at it and then pass that message, basically like from what I understand, like a postman. And to be honest with you, nothing against our last captain. I love Knox. He's a good guy. I never felt like he was doing that ever. So I don't know if there's something he was doing outside the city that I'm not aware of.
I think this is not a knock at Knox, because I really liked him. I think he burnt out, and I think due to a lot of things you, me, and Kamish were working on, we didn't have him take, like, he didn't even complete the command thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think he was so burnt out that there's a lot of things that were left off the table,
I said the exact, literally verbatim what you just said. I think he was burnt out previously. It was still somewhat coming around. And then this city came up. And you know what really did it to him?
Yep.
Is whenever we had the lawyer or the judge coming down to the cells and having that conversation, instead of doing bench trial, which, funny enough, we've already hired a DA and we're probably going to start doing bench trials again at the end of this week, right?
Yep.
But we made that decision. Commissioner made that decision, and he was bringing up points about it. And finally, I was like, Knox, I understand that you might not like it. This is how it's going to be, and it's just that.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
hard to change.
To him.
Yeah, but I think there is I think this is a benefit of going down this route of like start with the corporals, and then there is going to be, and we've seen other elements of this, I think, throughout the forest, is that things are different today than people may have been ingrained to think was normal for the last 2 years there were cops, right?
100%.
And so switching that and reprogramming everybody is going to take time. And I think the higher you are up in the rank, you're by default going to be like, this is how, even for myself, right? There's certain old behaviors that I brought in and I've like slowly readjusted, right? Like strictness, for example. Like, I think we were way too strict early on. And then I realized that's not good, because especially with college season, motherfuckers ain't going to show up if you're just like barking shit.
Well, you want to hear something crazy? I don't know if you've checked out the roster today.
Oh,
we haven't had south of 15 people on since the second I got on duty.
That is so good.
All day from the beginning till now. We were talking about it even in the meeting at shift changes on how, there's just so many people. And we got 5 cadets in the other day, and just, even I was going to do the academy before we came up with the other stuff and whatever, but the amount of cops that are on now or waking back up, it's crazy. So many. We have so many officers wanting to be on duty and happy to be on.
Yep.
But going back to what you're talking about with Knox, yeah, I 100% agree. And you're right. You know, before he was a sheriff, and then he was after that he was then a state trooper. You know, he's always been kind of the one making the decisions and stuff. And I'm gonna be honest, man, if someone came into my house and told me to clean the dishes, I'd be a little upset about that too. So I don't knock him for it at all, nor am I mad at him for it at all. But at the end of the day, the PD is going to be structured in your image.
Whoops.
And you know, and I'm going to make sure that happens. You know, and that's just how it's going to be. There's a reason why we were both here in the positions that we're in. You know,
100%.
So, and I think I don't want to scratch my own back here or yours, but I think we're doing a pretty good job.
I agree 1,000%, and I think the biggest reason for that is the fluidity. There's like no red tape. It's like, yo, we want to do something. It's done. Like either that day or the next day.
And we both understand what it's like. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
We both understand what the other side is like. And we both understand that, like, listen, it doesn't have to be even on both. It doesn't have to be one-sided either. But there has to be, you know, a little bit of leniency, but also it needs to be matched with some aggressiveness in terms of we're still police officers. You know?
It's got to feel like everyone's rolling the same equal weighted dice. You know what I mean?
There it is.
So one thing you mentioned, the making sure everyone's on the same page, like knows what's going on, like in the command emails. I mentioned this to Payne. I think I mentioned it to Commissioner. I hate that command email because it's just a lot of gobbledygook that gets lost unless
I've
you
never
see
looked at it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I stopped. I did ask. So there's a couple things I asked for. So like if you look at the reports, a filter option was added, and I asked Payne to give us command reports. And so the idea that I got for it is if something happens, like let's use a random example, right? Some officer, I don't know, pulls his fucking dick out and it's like a problem that everyone needs to know about. You can put up a command email. If there is like, yo, the bike interceptor is busted, don't use it, you can put something up. So that way, anytime we get on duty, you just click command and you just like see all the headlines, and then you can just like deep into it. So we don't even need to like, we know 24/7 like what's up. I will put a disclaimer that I don't want to turn into like, I don't know if you ever saw a command email somewhere else, like command report somewhere else.
I was never even near that.
Yeah, so it doesn't need to be paragraphs. It can literally be 2 sentences like, yo, what up? You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, so it's yeah. So yeah, this
100%.
is fucking good. But Tinker's getting promoted, right, Corporal?
Okay, so the Tinker.
Oh shit! Wait,
I think
he told me.
So I think he's getting promoted.
Wait, he said you promoted him.
Yeah. So today we're gonna be pushing him forward. The only problem I have with Tinker is he's just. We've had the only officer complaints that we've had against anybody is of Tinker. Now I'll say this. Your corporal's not supposed to be your best friend, okay? And I understand that. And his job is to correct people in the field, right?
Yeah.
He's an on-field corporal. That's what his job is. And I think that he was correcting people as an officer, and people are getting their panties in a wad. Problem with Tinker is sometimes, whenever he does the correction, he doesn't do it the right way in terms of verbal.
Mm-hmm.
And he needs. And he's still going to get the corporal rank. He just needs to understand that when he is correcting people or when he's talking to people, there has to be a little bit of love and compassion in it, and not just all hard ass. You know, that's what he is right now. It's just he you know, from what I've gathered from people, he's just being a little bit of a hard ass. So, and on top of that, I talked to Ahmed today, who was just recently fired, and he was talking to people in the streets, and he said if there's one officer that everybody genuinely hates, it's Tinker. Which again, fuck the general public, but still.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we can't be retroactive about it, but I think he's gonna be a bit of a project, and that's okay.
100%.
And I think that what I think we should do is let the other corporals know that they should help coach him, despite having the same rank. What do you think?
Agreed. No, 100% agreed.
Because
I think that Fu and Black need to be told, basically, like, if you're seeing things that he's doing, you guys have been doing it longer, that you don't relatively agree with, have a conversation with him, and if he throws "we're the same rank" bullshit in your face, come talk to me.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's because these guys are gonna be imprinting. Couple officers. I like this. I think it's gonna be a little bit slow till we have like a more in-depth command structure, but we're in a pretty good spot. I genuinely, this is just my personal preference. I'm not saying we go down this route, but I've always liked like not too much hierarchy because it turns into dick swinging.
Agreed.
And you know, I'm excited for the next layer. Are there names that you have in mind?
Black.
That's exactly mine.
I think Black needs to be a sergeant. I like Fu a lot. And I think Fu is a great corporal. And I want to leave it at that. The only problem with Fu is, this isn't me attacking his character. Again, I love Fu. He's the backbone of the corporals. But Fu is also a very big, I don't know if yes man is the correct term.
He's an NCO. Black is a solve the problem and give you feedback.
There it is. It is. If for example, if there was an issue, right?
We're way too much on the same length. I'm starting to get scared.
I know. It's like if a situation arises, and someone goes, "What am I supposed to do here, Fu?" Fu is going to read the black and white off. If a situation arises and Black gets it in his on his platter in front of him, Black is going to assess the situation. He's going to show the black and white, but at the same time, he's going to take human nature into it as well, you know? And I also think in terms of understanding, Black is more of a people's person than Fu is. Everyone loves Fu, but Black can relate to people more, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
I think Fu is right behind him. But at this point, I believe that Black is ready. I truly do.
How many corporals are we going to have after Tinker, like in total?
So we have right now, we have Tinker, which he's going to get, I'll call him in and do the promotion. We have Tinker, Black, Fu. He was promoted yesterday by Staff Sergeant. Narumi.
Yep. Beautiful.
And we have one more incoming as well. And then we have
I have one in mind.
Okay.
But I don't know if he fits what I think we're looking for, because I don't know.
We also have Gus.
Okay,
Gus
that's exactly the name. Wait, is he a corporal now?
Yep, he's a corporal now.
Okay, so in my idealistic view, we should have 5 corporals and then put the sergeant in.
Yep, and I think we have 6 right now.
Oh, okay. I'm down for the promo then. I think it should be, I think we do Tinker today, and do like a big thing for our first sergeant.
I agree. I think we call everyone down here like we're gonna ream everybody.
Yep.
We put everybody in a line, and then we call Black up and we promote him to sergeant. I mean, fuck, we can even pull Tinker up and promote him to corporal as well.
Yep. I like this. Do you want to do today with Black, or do you want to do like I don't think we need an event. No.
I think when we get another captain or anything above sergeant, I think we do a big deal. I think having him as sergeant, even starting on a Monday, would benefit the rest of this week and the time after. All right, let me call everybody down for you.
All right.
Do we have any actives currently going on? All right. 469 to all units. Can I please have you 76 to Mission Row and meet in the meeting room? All right, let's go over there.